we mistaken vulnerability to be a weakness when it is really a strength. Vulnerability is that bridge, that in between you building something special with another human being. If you're vulnerable, you're showing strength. You're showing courage that, hey, look at me. I got all these weaknesses. I got all these shames. I got all these guilts. I got all these emotions, and I'm not afraid to hide them. I'm not afraid to suppress them. And so that courage is not only motivating, but it touches another soul on a deep level, because that person is probably going through the same thing you're going through. Maybe in the same context, maybe in a different context, right? I came out with a video a few weeks ago. Many of you guys showed appreciation, which I appreciate your appreciation, but also some of you thought or were under the impression that I wasn't okay. And I appreciate that. I appreciate you looking out for me, watching over me, and just making sure that I'm doing well. I really do. But it's not that I'm not doing okay. It's just that I'm going through things at the time, right? Now, I feel like I'm going up again, which is great. And I want to talk about the cycle of life, right? Most people view life as a linear progression or a linear system, if you will, but it's not. It's a sine wave. If you've ever studied mathematics, if you've ever studied calculus, you would know what a sine wave look like, right? It has its peaks and it has its downs, and it keeps doing that over and over again until infinity. And that is life. However, the only difference is that really it's a sine wave that climbs up over long time. So what I mean by that is, you're starting off here, the wave is gonna hit here, you're gonna go back down to here, but then once you climb up, you're even higher, right? And that is to say, you know, you're actually doing the personal development stuff, which your main focus, your main aim is to progress, is to show your weaknesses by first being vulnerable and talking about it to people, to your friends, to your family, to anyone really online. And then, you know, just putting light on the subject, putting light on what you'd like to work on, and then proceeding, making actions to work on those things. Vulnerability is the best thing that you can show, because it shows genuinity, it shows the real person that you are, it shows a real image and not a fake image portrayed on social medias to try and convince everyone that you're doing amazing when you're really not. There's no shame of not doing great. There's no shame of going through the downhills. This is life, right? This is life. You cannot be ashamed of the fact that you're not doing well right now. It's something that's going on so that you can go deeper within you. The reason why these downhills exist anyway is for you to shed light on the matter and be able to move forward, move past those problems and issues. One of the struggles I've had recently, specifically this year, which I'm working on, is being as authentic as I can, and being able to show off that, hey, you know what, I'm not doing the greatest right now, but it's okay, right? It's almost like I have this urge sometimes when I'm with my friends to show them that I'm actually doing great when I'm not really doing great. It's almost like I have this, like, I gotta be strong, right? And I could go back in childhood and try to understand the pattern and try to understand why it exists, but I'm not even gonna do that anymore, because I realize that for me that's just a trap. It doesn't work. If I go back in the past, I'm stuck in the past, and then I'm not able to move on, right? So I'd like to be like, you know what, I'm gonna distance myself from it. I'm just gonna observe it and be like, huh, interesting. Okay, so what can I do to change that if I don't want it to happen? And then slowly over time, changing the pattern, right? What we forget is that whatever our habits are, whatever our unhealthy habits are, whatever our behaviors that we're not happy about, like, they take time to change, right? It's not a matter of I'm just gonna, from now on, oh, I shed light on the matter and I'm gonna do the actions and boom. No, it's like you gotta do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Dr. Bruce Lipton, he said 95% of the day we're operating from our subconscious mind, which is like it's such a dazzling fact. Like, that means 95% of the day you're operating from habits, from things that happen between the age of 1 and 7. So if 95% of the day you're acting from your subconscious, how are we ever going to be able to act from our conscious mind? Is by being more conscious, right? How do you become more conscious? You get stuck in your unconscious behavior. You observe your unconscious behavior, you shed light on it, and then you take steps over and over and over and over and over and over again to plant a different idea in your subconscious. So whenever you do fall into the subconscious mind once again, which is 95% of the day, you're actually falling into that healthy habit that you've created through repetition. So repetition is everything. Right? It doesn't mean that you're on your fitness goals, you're trying to get down to, I don't know, 10% body fat, and it doesn't mean that it's just gonna happen over a few months. It might take you a few years to get there, because sure, your attitude might be there and you want it really bad, but you have you have unhealthy habits, you have habits that have been there for most of your life, and you just kind of need to work on those habits and work on your unconscious behavior to be able to overcome that vicious cycle of losing a few pounds, gaining a few pounds, losing a few pounds, gaining a few pounds, losing a few pounds, gaining a few pounds, right? That's my rant for the day. Not sure if it's really a rant, more of what's really on my mind. I'm getting lots of feedback from you guys about these videos. It's crazy because when I had Beast with Aesthetics channel, which I had like 18,000 subscribers, I had engagement, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't nearly as high as this channel. Like, people messaging me and telling me, hey, like, this video actually resonated with me, or just checking up on me, or sharing their grief, sharing what they're going through, and it's great. It's amazing. That's like, if I'm seeing not like high engagement of people actually going back and forth, then I know this content is really important, and so I will continue to provide videos of how I'm operating, what's going on in my life. Right now I'm approaching my last semester, or not my last, at the end of my first semester in school, and I'm doing pretty good in school this semester. I'm doing well, and next semester is going to be a little tough just because I'm taking more courses, and it's like the peak of winter, and maybe you guys know this about me or maybe you don't, but in the winter I always somewhat get depressed, and I feel like it's not even depressed really, it's more like I just become this side of me kicks in where, like, I just prefer to be alone. I eat more food. I still go to the gym, obviously. I'm just more like in hibernation mode, and I feel like it's completely normal because the season calls for it, right? It's not like you get up in the morning and you're freaking excited, you put on your shorts, your tank top, and you walk outside. No, it's like, alright, I gotta go out, so what time is it? Alright, I need 20 minutes to get ready, like, because I gotta put 20 layers on. I need to put my boots, I need to put my winter socks, I need to put my thermals, I need to put my gloves, I need to pack everything, because I'm not just gonna walk back home and walk. It's not that simple. It's like, there's so many arrangements if you want to go anywhere in this country in the winter. So it's gonna be an interesting winter for sure, and I plan on continuing making these videos. So I'll talk to you guys later.